Kelly from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for September 2021. Hey Libra, you're really going through it. Yes, you're deep in the depths of your dark season. 3 months prior to your birthday, it feels like you retreat, like you detach, like you move within yourself. That's absolutely necessary in order for you to review all that has transpired. There's been some tough parts over this past year, some tough realizations about who it is that you are and who it is that you've been trying to be. Of course, we have a lot of these realizations to shift us into a path that is more authentic to what it is that our heart wants, that our soul needs, and of course, we desire. We have the new moon in Virgo taking place on the 6th, which is going to be illuminating your 12th house. The 12th house is all about endings. It's all about your hidden self, your shadow self. And of course, the new moon in Virgo wants us to initiate new cycles, new routines, new ways of taking care of ourselves, new ways of putting our health and wellness at the top of the list of priorities. And because this is being illuminated in your 12th house, there's likely going to be some shadow parts of this particular energy creep up, which is really going to be affecting your mental plane. I feel like the nervousness, the anxiety, the negative narrative that has been running in your head has been very, very delusional, very unrealistic, and is putting you in a state of really not being aligned with this new energy coming in. And although you are naturally predispositioned to be indecisive, I feel like this particular aspect is really putting a lot more pressure on the decisions, on the choices that you have to make, and of course is not pushing you any closer to seeing a clear vision and making a decision. The new moon in Virgo is going to be a positive energy for you to let a cycle go and for you to begin a new one. However, it is going to be an inner conflict for you because the shadow part of yourself is going to be much louder than the light part will be. The 12th house, though, just wants to show you where it is that you need to dive in to your spiritual practice, whether that's getting out in nature, meditating, doing yoga, listening to music, in order to come back down to earth and not float away in the mental plane where negative Nancy is definitely the ruler and Betty the bully is definitely her number one fan. We have to get you out of this funk, but it is absolutely natural that you would be in this funk as you approach your birthday. On September 10th, we have Venus, your ruler, moving into Scorpio. So Venus, while she was in your sign, definitely gave you a little bit of a glow, a little bit of a pizzazz, a little bit of a head start to what Libra season will be for you. It illuminated what it is that you love, what it is that you value, who it is that you love, and who it is that you value, so that you can figure out how to rearrange your life to incorporate more of all that you love, all that brings you happiness, and all that brings you joy. Of course, there was some balancing to do, and mostly because you didn't take the opportunity earlier in the year to sever some friendship connections, to sever some relationship connections that you knew you had to get rid of, but you were just overly attached to and couldn't bring yourself to slam the door on them for good. Now, Venus moving into Scorpio is going to be very deep, very dark. She is going to illuminate your deepest, darkest desires for connection, for intimacy, and really push you into the deep end. I know that you would rather stay in the shallow end where everything is light and fluffy, but this particular energy is really going to force you to take a good look at your inner workings of your mind, of your heart space, of your behavior, especially where romantic connections in the past did not work out. This is going to provide you with a new opportunity to strengthen the relationships that you deem of value, give you more stability in the foundations of your routines, and luckily for you, give you a huge brand new insight and perspective on where your spending habits have gotten out of control and where it is that you need to balance the scales in your budget. On the 13th, we have the first quarter moon in Sag. This is really going to give you the fire energy that we need in order to get your mental plane back on the more optimistic, confident vibe. Again, you are in your dark season. The shadow part of yourself is very loud, is very destructive, is very damaged. And at this particular point in the calendar, I feel like the Sag energy is going to provide you with the choice point. Do you want to sit in your own darkness, or do you want to pep talk yourself out of it the way that you would do to a friend? This is going to have a huge shift in your mental plane and the inner narrative that you've been running. And I think that this is the time when you start creeping out of the shadows and you're preparing to stand in the brand new sunlight of your season. On the 14th, we have Mars moving into Libra, into your sign. This is going to be beautiful for you because it's taking place in your first house of self. This means that you're coming back with bravery, you're coming back with new passions, you're coming back to life with new desires, and with a little bit more aggression that you need in order to make things happen. Many of my Libran friends sit back and let life happen to them instead of making life happen for them. Because you're so passionate, because you want to do what is right, because you want to even the scales, balance the scales, and do what is fair, I feel like this particular energy is really going to push you to stand up in the spotlight that, of course, you haven't been comfortable standing in for many, many moons. This is going to also push you to be a little bit more aggressive with going after what it is that you want, what it is that you need, and what it is that you desire. It's also going to light a fire within you, making you speak up and speak out with a lot more authority. I feel like even though Librans are typically social, I feel like you have retracted, you have kind of stepped back from a lot of the social situations, social interactions, because you're so unsure about your thoughts and your feelings right now that you don't want to speak out and make it gold. So now I think that Mars moving into Libra is going to bring your confidence back, it's going to bring your bravery back, and is going to bring a lot of certainty to a lot of the things that you've been unsure about. We have the full moon in Pisces taking place on the 20th, and this is going to be highlighting your 6th house. So a couple of things here. First of all, we have to rewind to February of this year. We came into February having a different dream and a different vision for this year than what it is that we're currently living. Many of us have had the opportunity to pick one path over the other, and right now you're being asked to take a good look at where it is that you are blocking yourself from success, blocking yourself from health and wellness, from a healthy narrative, because you've gotten stuck in a rut. Now, this Piscean energy is very sensitive. It's going to highlight your intuition. It's going to download you with a lot of thoughts and feelings that may be overwhelming and confusing. It is going to apply enough pressure to you that you're going to want to escape your reality. And the best thing that you could do is pour yourself into cleaning up your environment, reorganizing your space, putting your own health and wellness at the top of the list, and stop distracting yourself with other people's wants, needs, and desires so that you don't have to think about your own. Yes, it's nice to be of service to other people. Yes, it's nice to try and be there for other people emotionally. But if you're not stable and grounded within your own energy to be there for yourself, to put yourself first, then you have no business being there for other people. You have to put yourself first. On the 22nd, we begin Libra season. This is going to be illuminating your first house of self, really asking you to come out and play, to really download yourself with a brand new vibration and frequency of love, of peace, of harmony, of fun. It's been very dark, very heavy, very weighted, and I feel like Libra season is definitely going to make you feel more like yourself again, of course, the 2.0 version of yourself, and really show you where it is that, yes, you've been living in extremes. Yes, peace and balance and harmony is possible once again. And most of all, it's going to show you that you have a new path that you need to follow, that you need to initiate, but you got to feel good within your skin before you can go ahead and make it happen. We have a huge healing opportunity for you towards the end of the month, where I feel like your health and wellness will become a priority again, and where it is that you're now confident and excited enough to make new things happen. There's new adventures happening. I feel like a lot of my Libran friends are considering upgrading their skills, upgrading their education. There's a new learning chapter that I feel is going to not only spark the curiosity back in your energy again, but provide you with a lot of insight on how to apply that to your day-to-day life, to your routine, to your tasks, to your chores, to how it is that you can incorporate this new information, this new wisdom in making sure that you're taking care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. Of course, on the 27th, we have Mercury going retrograde in your sign. This is going to be highlighting the first house of self. So let me tell you, the effort, the energy, the progress that you would have made up until this point, you might start losing steam. You might want to rework a couple of things. You might want to re-edit a couple of things. And honestly, if you have any kind of contracts that you just signed, they will likely come back for review, for re-editing, for re-signing, renewal. If you have any kind of legal paperwork on the docket, you will find that legal matters rear their ugly heads again for your review, for your re-editing, for your reworking. This is going to not feel as pleasant as you would like, because you're just getting your energy pushing forward to start a brand new year. And then it's like the universe goes, whoa, 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 you're getting a little ahead of yourself. It's great that you're feeling good. It's great that you're feeling positive once again, but maybe you need to slow the roll to make sure that you're not jumping into something that will bite you in the butt later. This is going to be a prime example, a prime opportunity of when you make a decision and you're sure about it, you take 4 steps forward and then usually have to take 2 steps back. Mercury going retrograde is not a bad thing. It is going to slow things down and make it a little bit frustrating for you, because you got off to such a great start that the energy is going to feel a little bit like a blockage, but it is giving you a perfect opportunity to have the conversations that you bit your tongue on over the past year, especially in those personal relationships that you should have got rid of, that you didn't, but now you're given another opportunity to speak your truth about. It's also giving you a beautiful opportunity for a second start. Maybe your solar return did not get off on the best foot. Maybe it's because you busted out of that gate running so fast into the future that you missed a couple of steps. So just be patient with the process and recognize that this is a redo. This is a reworking. This is a time for you to get it right. So some of the things coming in, some of the messages that your guides want you to know for the month. First of all, you're being given a brand new clean slate. That happens when we come into birthday season, when we have our solar return. We're downloaded and infused with all of the energy from the cosmos that we're going to need for this next natal year. Because you are entering into a brand new cycle, because you're stepping on the foundation of a brand new beginning, you might be indecisive about what it is that you should let lead, your heart or your head. Although it would be great for both of them to be in agreement so that you can meet in the middle and move forward in confidence, I feel like what you're being pulled to do, especially for setting the tone for your new natal year, is more connected to your gut, your intuition, your higher self. You have a feeling, you have a new meaning, you have a new purpose, you have a new desire that you just can't logically and practically explain. I know that you want to be supported by logic, by practicality, by the facts and statistics to support you in saying that yes, factually, this seems to be the right decision. However, I don't think you're going to get off so easy. I think you really are going to have to throw caution to the wind. I think you are going to have to take a leap of faith and trust that your intuition, your higher self, and that the universe sees the greater, grander plan for you, that the logic, the practicality, the numbers, the data, the statistics could never, ever pour into you the amount of confidence that you need in order to make this decision. So it's definitely going to be heart and soul led. Now, let me just tell you, it's not going to come easy, especially mid-month, right before we jump into Libra season. You best believe it's going to feel like everything is crumbling. You have some competing goals. You have some conflict that you are desperately trying to avoid. There are a lot of different options, a lot of different choices on your plate, and you are becoming so overwhelmed that you will be in a state of paralysis. Just know that there are huge changes coming into your life once we get this solar return underway, once you get a little bit more time to navigate into your new natal year. I see huge dramatic changes taking place not only in your career, but in your home life. So maybe that means that you're advancing financially in your career, and that is providing an opportunity for more safety, security in your home life. Regardless, these particular houses, these topics and themes have been a topic of dysfunction for you for the last 3 years. There's always a give and take between what is being asked of you in your career and what you have to sacrifice in your home, and vice versa. This year that you're moving into will settle those issues. You will find a comfy foundation, a comfy grounding point in your career, in your finances, and in your home life, in your family zone. There is a huge amount of safety and security being downloaded to you with your solar infusion for this next natal year. You just have to be a little bit more patient, and you have to trust your heart over your head. I hope you have a beautiful September, Libra, and happy early birthday.